Welcome along to this short video, not only to celebrate the first birthday of SAFEagent, but also lettings agents all over the UK renewing their commitment to this signpost to client money protection. And I'm joined now by leader of the SAFEagent Steering Committee, John Midgley. So welcome, John.
Thank you.
Now, SAFEagent celebrating its first anniversary, landmark occasion, but looking back over the year, has SAFEagent exceeded your expectations?
I think it has. I mean, I think none of us thought that when we started this that we would have 2,000 letting agent offices signed up to the scheme at the end of year one, and such enthusiasm around it. I mean, it's seen in quite a lot of places. Letting agents who were originally competitors actually joining together to support the scheme, which is all about informing the consumer and advising and providing this signpost to the consumer in respect of client money protection.
And there are turbulent times in the letting industry at the moment, and it just seems that SAFEagent and such a clear, simple, straightforward message to the consumer is needed now more than ever.
I think that's right. I mean, I think we're seeing quite a lot of problems with letting agents up and down the country. Perhaps that's because of the SAFEagent campaign, that the local press and the national press are more willing to expose the issues around a letting agent closing down and the client money's not been there. But I think that what we're trying to do as well, you mentioned keeping it simple. I think keeping it simple is extremely important. I think all of us at some time would love to sort of get involved in lots of other bits that affect the sector and lots of other things that affect the consumer in the sector, you know, gas safety certificates and electrical certificates and EPCs and safety in the home and HMO licences. But actually I think it's very important that SAFEagent stays with its very simple message about client money protection.
Absolutely. And, you know, regulation of the PRS is in the headlines at the moment, but really one of the things that I think has resonated with people is that SAFEagent is self-regulation from within the industry, and all the members of the steering committee are volunteers putting their time in to push this forwards.
Yes, I think a lot of people in the lettings industry are very passionate about the lettings industry. I think it's incredibly important that we don't become a huge organisation that sort of sucks in a lot of money. The steering group do all the work that they do for nothing. We try and keep it as simple as possible in respect of fees and costs and marketing costs. And the important thing is to get the message across to the consumer, and I think it's important that we have got recognition from government, we have had recognition from people, like the Trading Standards Institute and the Citizens Advice Bureau and Shelter and the National Union of Students, from the Property Ombudsman schemes, both the schemes, and from all the tenancy deposit schemes. And I think that's great, but actually where we want to get the message during the next year, if you like, is out there in every part of Britain, is get it out locally in all the towns and villages across the country.
Well, one thing that really achieved that this year was the SAFEagent Awareness Week, and that was a real highlight for you, wasn't it? Because we had Charles Walker MP and Lord Best and this wonderful reception at the House of Commons. That must have been a really special occasion, a landmark occasion.
It was a special occasion, and I think it sort of supported the success of the first year of the campaign. But I think what also supported the success of the first year of the campaign was that in towns and cities and villages across the country, actually SAFEagent agents were working together to promote what we're trying to achieve. And coming back to your previous question, I think it's pretty clear that the government isn't going to, doesn't wish to regulate the industry. It thinks that it's going to be too expensive and it won't necessarily work. And the industry's got to take responsibility and try and do it from within, which is what SAFEagent is trying to do. We try and be as transparent as possible, and I think one of the things that has come out of the first year of operation of SAFEagent is actually we in the industry tend to presume that the consumer understands a lot more about the industry than they actually do. So not only do we need to be transparent, but we need to sort of help the consumer to understand the risks that are attached with renting a property, and spread the word, everywhere to help educate the consumer so they understand where they sit in the process.
Indeed. So will that be a focus for SAFEagent going forward towards the second anniversary?
I think the focus over the next year will be to sort of work on what we've achieved in the first year, is to hopefully more than double the number of agents who are signed up to SAFEagent, but also ensure that the consumer, which is what SAFEagent is really all about, that the consumer understands the risks attached to what they're doing when they're renting a property, and can understand the signposts that we're placing there, pointing them in the directions of agents who do have claim money protection.
Well, thank you for that, John, and happy first birthday to SAFEagent. And if you're watching this, we'd love you to share this video, comment on the blog, tweet us a happy birthday message. We'd really like to get the whole lettings community involved in giving SAFEagent visibility, and hopefully via that way we can also reach out to the consumer, the tenant, who is a very important part of this whole setup, isn't it? We've got to reach out to the tenant.
We've got to reach out to tenants and landlords, and the consumers in our industry, the people who at the end of the day pay our wages, and we've got to help them and support them and signpost the direction in which they need to go in order to be safe.
Fantastic. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
And do wish us happy first birthday to SAFEagent, and we look forward to seeing your messages.